Hello everyone, welcome to course study on solid mechanics. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss the shear stress distribution in various cross section of the beam. So, our first cross section of the beam is a rectangular section. Remember that for a rectangular section, we have already discussed the shear stress distribution diagram, and in that we have concluded that the shear stress varies parabolically over the entire depth of rectangular section. Therefore, this variation is parabolic in manner. We have also discussed that shear stress distribution is a function of y from the neutral axis. Therefore, when y is equal to 0, that is at the neutral axis, we have shear stress will be maximum. It is already discussed while deriving the shear stress distribution diagram for a rectangular section. And when y is equal to d by 2, that is at the extreme fiber, we have shear stress equal to 0. Therefore, at this point where y is equal to d by 2, at this point where y is equal to d by 2, the shear stress will be 0, and at this point where y is equal to 0, we have shear stress will be maximum. So in this manner, for a rectangular section, the shear stress varies parabolically. Now we have a circular cross section. For circular cross section also, the shear stress varies parabolically and it is a function of distance y from the neutral axis. Again, at the extreme fiber, we have shear stress equal to 0. Again, at this fiber also shear stress equal to 0, and at the neutral axis we have shear stress will be maximum, because at neutral axis we have y is equal to 0, and on putting y is equal to 0 on a particular equation, the shear stress will be maximum. Now we have a triangular section, and for triangular section also we are going to derive the shear stress distribution diagram. For triangular section also, shear stress distribution diagram is parabolic in manner, and at the extreme end the shear stress will be 0, and at a height of h by 2 it is maximum. Whereas when y is at neutral axis, we have shear stress equal to average shear stress. For a triangular section, at the extreme end shear stress will be 0. At a depth of h by 2, we have shear stress as a maximum, and at the neutral axis we have average shear stress. Now we are going to discuss the shear stress distribution diagram for a circular section of the beam. It is similar to the circular section of the beam, but now we are going to derive for a hollow circular section. For a hollow circular section, we are going to consider the effect of diameter of external circle and the diameter of internal circle, or we can say that in term of width also, width of external circle and width of internal circle. Therefore, as we know that tau is equal to fay bar upon ib, we have tau is equal to fay bar upon ib. The shear stress is inversely proportional to width b. That is, as the value of b decreases, the value of shear stress increases, and as the value of b increases, the value of shear stress decreases. Therefore, this is the extreme end for a hollow circular section. Therefore, shear stress at that point will be 0. Now, at this section, we have the effect of width of internal circle. Therefore, the effect of width of internal circle will be this one. This value is nothing but it is the value of shear stress for this diameter of the circle, and this value of the shear stress will be this is tau 1, and this is tau 2. This tau 1, it is for the external diameter of hollow circular section, and this tau 2 for the internal diameter of this circle. And at the neutral axis we have maximum shear stress. As it is symmetrical about x-axis, we have same shear stress distribution diagram. Now we have the next section, that is a hollow rectangular section. Remember that we have shear stress distribution diagram for a rectangular section, a parabolic in manner. Just we have to insert the effect of weight on which we are going to concentrate. For a hollow rectangular section, this is the junction. This is the junction where two members are connected. This is the upper member and this is the lower member, that is a bottom of top flange and a top of wave. Therefore, when I consider the effect of width of the section, I have shear stress distribution diagram in this manner. It is a function of width B. If I concentrate on this junction and if I put the value of this width B, then I have shear stress equal to tau 1. If I put the value of B equal to this value, then I have the value of shear stress equal to tau 2. And at the neutral axis, I have the shear stress equal to tau maximum. As it is symmetrical about x-axis, then we have shear stress distribution symmetrical in manner. Similarly for I section also. For I section also, this is the junction. This is the junction of flange and wave. This is the junction. Now we have to concentrate on any section which is above the junction or which is below the junction. If I consider above the junction, then if I put the value of B equal to this width, then we have shear stress equal to tau 1. This is the value of tau 1 for width B, this B. If I put this value, if I put the thickness of wave, then I have shear stress value tau 2. Because as the value of width decreases, the value of shear stress increases. Therefore, at the junction, we have width less for the wave section, therefore shear stress will be maximum. And as we know that at the neutral axis, we have the shear stress equal to maximum shear stress. Now for a C section also, we have shear stress distribution in this manner. Again, we have concentrated on junction where two members are connected to each other. The one is flange and the other is wave. Therefore, we have shear stress distribution diagram in this manner. And for the plus section, we have shear stress distribution in this manner. In this manner, we will have a shear stress distribution diagram for the plus section. For the H section also, we have a same shear stress distribution diagram just like a plus sign. And for the T section, we have shear stress distribution diagram in this manner. Remember that what is important in this particular shear stress distribution diagram is the shear stress will be minimum at the extreme fiber and shear stress will be maximum at the neutral axis. Shear stress varies parabolically and at the junction it is a function of width of the section. Therefore, we will stop here. Thank you.